Coming to you live from Hofheinz Pavilion on the campus of the University of Houston in Houston, Texas. It's UNC Pembroke men's basketball, an exhibition contest as the Braves take on the University of Houston Cougars. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The connection between these two teams, in case you're wondering, let's get the obvious question out of the way. The Cougars are coached by former UNCP, back then it was Pembroke State, player Kelvin Sampson. That's right, the Cougars head coach is a Pembroke State alum. That is how the Braves found their way down to Houston, Texas to take on the Division I Houston Cougars. A lot to get to over the course of tonight's matchup. The starting lineups coming up in just a moment. But first, we'll take a break for the national anthem. Hofheinz Pavilion for the first and only exhibition game of the season for the Cougars. The final exhibition game of the regular season for the Braves, who lost 124-63 last night in Chapel Hill against the UNC Tar Heels. The Braves will look to erase that bitter taste from their mouth with a better performance here tonight against the Cougars. And tip-off coming up in just a few minutes. We'll step aside for a moment for the national anthem. Phi Slamma Jamma, they are not, but this is still a dangerous University of Houston Cougars team. As you take a look at some of the names and banners hanging from the rafters, see names like Olajuwon, Drexler, and a lot of Final Four banners. Hofheinz Pavilion, this is actually the final year the Cougars will play here. It opened in 1969, seats just over 10,000, and it's nowhere near capacity here tonight. With the way the University of Houston football team is playing this season, although they're off this weekend, it's understandable that the excitement isn't yet there for Kelvin Sampson's University of Houston basketball team. As the starters are being introduced, they'll start with the visitors, and we will as well. The starting five for the visiting UNC Pembroke Braves, led by head coach Ben Miller, who's now in his 9th season at the helm of the Braves. His starters look like this. Guards of Alex Bradley and Brandon Watts. They will be the leaders of this team. Alex Bradley, a redshirt senior point guard from Fayetteville. Brandon Watts, a junior from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina. And Mike Smith, a senior from Greenville, North Carolina, joins them as the starting trio of guards. In the forward spots, Nigel Grant, 6'7", 240-pound redshirt junior from the Bronx, will slot in as the 4. And the center for the Braves, a 6'10" sophomore from Elkin, North Carolina, number 21, Carson Mounts. The Braves really struggled last night against North Carolina. They shot just 26% from the floor, while the Tar Heels shot 66%. And after about the first 4 or 5 minutes, the Braves gave up a big run, and the Tar Heels just ran away with it. So a chance today for the Braves to get another exhibition contest against a very high-caliber D1 team. This is a Houston squad that was 22-10 a year ago, including a 12-6 mark in the American Athletic Conference. And that's a big improvement from a 13-19 mark the year before. They did make the NIT last year, lost in the opening round to Georgia Tech. And now Kelvin Sampson, the head coach of the Cougars. He is from the Pembroke area, has ties to Robeson County. He's now in his 3rd season as the head man for the Houston Cougars. A lot of key players back for the Cougs this year. as the Braves will have to contend with the following starting five. We'll start with their trio of guards. Senior Damian Dotson wears number 21. He's a 6'5" senior from Houston, Texas. Transferred to UH from the University of Oregon. Next in the starting lineup is Galen Robinson Jr., a sophomore from Houston, 6'1", 190 pounds. And joining them as the third guard is a junior, number 32, Rob Gray, a transfer from Howard Junior College, and now in his second season at UH. He was the second leading scorer in the American Athletic Association a year ago, the American Athletic Conference, averaged 16 points per game. So he is the top returning scorer for the Cougars, and the Braves will have to know where number 32 is on the floor at all times. The forwards for the University of Houston: redshirt senior from the Bahamas, number 0, Danrad Chicken Knowles. He appeared in all 64 games over the past 2 seasons, averaged just 6 points per game a year ago. And the reason they call him Chicken, it was explained to me that when he was growing up, he was just so skinny that he had like chicken wings. I don't know. I guess he had to be there. And rounding out the starting five for the University of Houston is the junior from Indianapolis, a transfer from the University of Indiana, who is now in his first season in Houston after playing at Odessa Junior College a year ago. A junior college All-American last season. It's Devin Davis, 6'7", 230 pounds. Fans of Big Ten basketball will remember that name. And what a story it is for Davis. The number 127 player in the high school class of 2013. He averaged just about 9 minutes per game at Indiana in the 2013-14 season. He was injured in a car accident, had to sit out a year, and then left Indiana after the 2014-15 season. Played at Odessa Junior College last year. Now he's back in the D1 ranks, and he will be another threat for a very, very capable scoring offense for the University of Houston. That's where they really hang their hat. They score a lot of points. Jump ball controlled by the Cougars, and it will be UH's ball to begin as they go from right to left across the hardwood at Hoff-Hines Pavilion. Davis, a couple dribbles up top, throws it to his left side for Robinson, who's guarded by Bradley. Robinson off a pick and roll gets the switch. Knowles on the left side now, dribble handoff. To the free throw line is Dotson. Pass goes behind Robinson. He's able to track it down. Now to the right corner. Down to 10 to shoot. They throw it down low. Davis spins right baseline, gets trapped, kicks it out. Dotson open, left wing, 3. Yes. The first 3 points of the evening belong to the UH Cougars. It's Damian Dotson knocking down a triple. He shot about 37% from behind the arc last year. Braves, their first offensive trip down the floor. It's Grant up top, hands it off for Watts. Watts, a couple dribbles as the Cougars pressure him tightly. 15 on the shot clock now for Smith as he gets it back to Bradley, dribbling near midcourt. Dribbling to the left side, dribble handoff, gets it back to Bradley. Bradley steps into a long 3 off the bounce, barely grazes the rim. Fight for the loose ball on the rebound. The Cougars finally have it. Devin Davis took it away from Mike Smith. Braves sprint back on defense, and now the Cougars get set in their half court. They throw it down low for Knowles, whistle away from the ball, and Mike Smith, I think, had his hands reaching in, as they will call that on Mike Smith, as Rob Gray Jr. was trying to cut, and Smith was just impeding his progress there. First minute off the clock, it's 3-0 Houston, and a fresh 30 to shoot for the Cougars. A little bit more hand fighting going on between Gray and Mike Smith, and they finally do get it into the Cougars guard. Another whistle off the ball. This time Gray pushed off of Smith, so the Cougars turn it over on an offensive foul. It's one of the things Mike Smith will do. He'll get in your head a little bit as a defender, and if the Braves can get the top scorer for Houston in foul trouble, Mike Smith will have done his job. Bradley walks it up for UNC Pembroke. 18:40 to play in the first half. It's 3-0 UH. Gives it to Mounts, who's 40 feet from the basket, bounces it to Bradley. Down low for Grant on the right block, back outside for Bradley. Skip pass to the left side. Watts dials long distance from the left side. Can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound. UH tips it out. They have it on the run now. And Bradley will get called for a blocking foul as he didn't let Galen Robinson get ahead of steam as he tried to dribble forward. Second team foul on UNC Pembroke. First on Alex Bradley. Braves pick up in the full court now. Inbounding in front of the scorer's table is Rob Gray Jr. He'll try to get it in to Galen Robinson. Bradley lets him catch, and now Robinson will walk it up. Behind the back dribble, gets it across the timeline. And now calls out a play with tight defense on him. Another behind-the-back dribble. Can't free up any space. Lost the dribble. Taken away by Grant. Looking for Mounts. He didn't turn and try to find the pass. Wide open three in transition. No good. Gray tips his own rebound back out. Bradley's the first one to it for UNC Pembroke. Here come the Braves in transition. A little slow to get up the floor. Hard to blame him after an up-and-down game last night. Mounts, a righty hook shot from the right block. No good. Rebound Cougars. Up the far side, here comes Galen Robinson. Robinson with a high dribble. We've played 2 minutes in the first half. 3-0 UH. In the left corner, Dotson throws it back up top. Robinson calls out a play. Takes it with his right hand. Forces the pickup. Good defense by Bradley. Now they swing it down low to the left block for Knowles. Knowles working against Watts. Has his shot rejected. Bounces into the cheerleaders sitting along the baseline. 7 seconds left on the shot clock for Houston. Brendan Watts is a capable shot blocker for UNC Pembroke. Listed at 6'4", 185. He can get up, and he caused problems for opposing shooters in the Peach Belt Conference a year ago. Averaged better than 1 block per game. Down to 4 on the shot clock. UH needs to force a shot. A step-back three from Robinson. Doesn't draw iron. It's an air ball and a shot clock violation. The Braves force a turnover. On that last dead ball, Micah Kinsey checked in for Alex Bradley for UNC Pembroke. 4 starters in the game, plus the freshman Kinsey for UNCP. They're wearing all black. Houston is in all white. And the Cougars still have their starting 5. They have a lot fresher legs, I would imagine, than UNCP. Bounce pass goes to Mounts at the free throw line. Catches at the top of the key. Swings it to the right side. Now Kinsey will try to drive along the baseline with the reverse layup. High off the glass and good. Micah Kinsey gets the first points of the evening for UNC Pembroke. It's 3-2 after 3 minutes of play. Walking it up for the Cougars is Galen Robinson. To the left side it goes for Gray. Back over to Robinson with Kinsey all over him, practically in his jersey. Gets a step, tries a reverse layup of his own. No good. Tip in is good, though, by Chicken Knowles. Barely got a fingertip on it, but got it to bank home from the right block. Mike Smith bounced it to the right side for Nigel Grant. Here come the Braves on offense again. Triple team comes. Grant is in trouble. He throws it back outside for Kinsey. Tiptoes the sideline and gets his dribble. Throws it back up top. Now the Braves swing it from right to left around the perimeter. Watts crossover to try to free up some space. Uses a Grant screen, but it was an illegal one. Nigel Grant threw a little hip check in there, and the offensive foul called all day there. Good call by our crew chief, Keith Kimball. The other officials in tonight's game, Brent Dugas and Steve Olson. 16:23 left in the first half. It's a 5-2 Houston lead as the Cougars make their first substitution. On comes Wes Van Beck, and he will catch on the left wing. One dribble, a pass up top. Free throw line. Loose ball. Cougars to it in the right corner. Now a three-point attempt from Gray and knocks it down. Rob Gray has his second three-pointer to fall. And 4 minutes off the clock in the first half. It's an 8-2 Cougar lead. Braves hanging tough on defense. Cougars just make some tough shots. Smith with a tough three. He dribbled into it, missed it, but a long rebound. Brandon Watts tried to track it down in the corner. He stepped on the sideline as he tried to save it. UH will inbound after this timeout. 15:53 to go in the first half as we're just getting started from Hoff-Heinz Pavilion. It's Houston 8, UNC Pembroke 2 on the Braves Broadcast Network. Braves fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNCP thanks Adidas for all of their support and offering the best for Braves athletes. Just 4 minutes off the clock in the first half as we're just getting started from Hoff-Hines Pavilion in Houston, Texas. It's an exhibition men's basketball game between the UNC Pembroke Braves and the University of Houston Cougars. Cougars going from right to left wearing their home whites. Braves in the all-black look. Up top, it's gray with the Cougars basketball. They're up 8-2. From the left block, Davis, a tough fall-away jump shot with Grant all in his face. No good. Offensive rebound for Knowles. He stepped on the baseline as he tried to go up with a second effort. Turned over there by Houston, and now UNCP will go to the bench. As Carson Mounts gets a breather, on comes Akia Pruitt, who had a pretty solid day for a freshman playing on the road at Chapel Hill. We'll have to see what he has left in the tank after last night's performance for UNC Pembroke. Braves shooting just 20% in the early going, 1 of 5 from the field. Cougars at 3 of 8. 15 and a half minutes left in the first half. Braves trailing by 6. Grant drives the lane, tries to bank it home, but they'll call an offensive foul. And on Nigel Grant, that's his second personal. And James Murray Boyles gets up and heads to the scorer's table for UNC Pembroke. So some early foul trouble for one of the Braves starting forwards. Braves down 8-2. As Micah Kinsey picks up full court, he'll try to make life difficult for point guard Rob Gray of the Houston Cougars. Gets it to Davis just over the midcourt stripe to the left side with Van Beck. Up top, back to the point guard Gray. Passes to the right side, looking for a handoff, doesn't get it. Dotson, fall-away jump shot from the free throw line off a screen, got it to go. 10-2 Cougars. We've played 5 minutes. Kinsey and the Braves need a score right now. They've given up a 7-0 run. Watts on the right side. Watts, a nice crossover, frees up some space. Murray Boyles in the right corner. Driving right baseline, has his drive turned away. Pruitt from the free throw line now. Steps back, gets his man up in the air with a nice pump fake. Drives the lane, puts up a tough shot. Can't get the kind roll. And a fight for the rebound. There's a foul. Let's see who they call it on. And it looks like it's going against Houston. Foul called on the Cougars, so UNCP will inbound. They get a 30 on the shot clock. And with 14:45 to go in the first half, the Braves trailing 10-2. UH going to the bench now. Or not. Galen Robinson tried to check in. I don't think the officials let him. And Kelvin Sampson up on the Houston bench wanting an explanation. They'll say that foul was in the act of shooting. It puts Akia Pruitt on the free throw line for UNC Pembroke. Pruitt, a freshman from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. All-conference and all-region as a high school senior. But he can't connect on the first free throw. Substitution now for Houston. Galen Robinson back into the game after a brief rest. He replaces Rob Gray. Both guys are well decorated in the American Conference. As Pruitt gets the kind bounce on the second free throw. It's 10-3 Houston. That breaks a 7-0 run and kills the Braves scoring drought of 2.5 minutes. Cougars playing a little too fast there. Damian Dotson called for a travel as he tried to whip a no-look touch pass. The Braves 5 right now, it's a very young group. Evans, Pruitt, Kinsey, Murray Boyles, and Watts. 2 freshmen, 2 sophomores, and 1 junior. Pass goes to Watts on the left side. Right in front of the Houston bench. Gets a screen from Pruitt. Gets a step, drives the lane up with a shot. Offensive foul called. No, the other official comes in and says the defender was in the restraining circle. So it should be 2 shots for Brandon Watts. Unless they're saying that was before the act of shooting. So the foul called on number 15, Devin Davis. That'll be his first. 14:30 to go in the first half. It's a 10-3 Cougar lead. Off the inbounds, Evans knocks down a jumper for UNC Pembroke. Make it a 5-point Houston lead. And now the Cougars will look to respond after the Braves have scored 3 points in a row. Pass to the left side. Van Beck is open. He gets closed out on drive and dish to the right side. Wide open 3 now for Dotson. Splash. Boy, the Braves have given up a couple open looks from behind the arc, and the Cougars have punished them for it. 6 minutes in the books now. Braves trailing by 8. Pruitt with a nice drive. High banking shot, no good. Murray Boyles there for the follow. He tips it in. 13-5 Houston, and they push it right up the floor, looking for a lob. Chicken Knowles at the basket, no good. The tip dunk by Devin Davis. 15-7 Houston, that gets the crowd going. Under 14 minutes to play in the first half now. Watts on the left side, throws it up top for Evans. Waiting for a Murray Boyles screen, takes it with his right hand. Drive and dish, Murray Boyles at the top of the key. Three-point attempt on the way, not enough on this one. Rebound Cougars. Cougars have hit 5 of their last 7 from the field. Lost it going up for a pass, saving it. Good effort there by Dotson, and now up top to Robinson. 20 on the shot clock for UH. He'll call for a pick and roll with Chicken Knowles. Driving with the left hand, Robinson gets a bump, no shot, as the shot attempt was blocked by Murray Boyles, but the foul was committed before the shot attempt. Let's see who they call this on. It is, in fact, on Murray Boyles. Now another sub for Houston. Kyle Meyer, the senior center, in his second season at UH after transferring from Eastern Florida State College, will come in and replace Danrad Knowles. 8-point Houston lead. Inbounds pass. Van Beck gets his man up in the air. Down low, Davis takes a power dribble up with a tough shot, gets the kind roll. Well, he just muscled Akia Pruitt out of the way on that shot. 7 minutes down, Braves down by 10. It's 17-7. Watts holds on the left side for UNC Pembroke. Bounces it down low for Murray Boyles. He tries a triple from the left side. High rebound controlled by the Cougars. Devin Davis skying to grab that board. Here comes the home team. Davis swings it to the left side, Van Beck. Van Beck, hesitation dribble to the free throw line, to the right side. Dotson, down low, Meyer. Meyer gets double teamed, tries to tie him up. He makes a no-look pass to the left corner. Van Beck open for 3, too strong. Rebound tipped up by Houston. Braves finally to it. It's the shortest man on the floor, Alex Bradley. Here come the Braves in transition. Bradley leaves it for Watts. Watts back over to Bradley on the left side. Now he tries a three-pointer. Yes, Alex Bradley for 3. The Braves needed that one from their senior point guard. 17-10, Houston leads with 12.5 minutes to go. Van Beck trying to respond with his own 3-ball, no good. Watts soars for the rebound for UNC Pembroke. Long pass up ahead to Bradley. Bradley across half court, driving with the left hand, draws a blocking foul. A little late on the slide there was Galen Robinson Jr., and for the Cougars, it's their 3rd team foul. Braves have committed 5, with 12-11 left to go in the first half. Houston leads 17-10. The Braves will inbound. A couple subs coming on now for Houston, including junior guard Morris Dunnigan, who is making his debut in a Cougar uniform after playing at Blinn Junior College in Texas last season. So a lot of new faces on the floor now for UH. As instead of this being a sideline out of bounds, it will now be a baseline out of bounds for UNCP. Xavier Dupree, a senior forward, also into the game for the first time for UH. Watts drives the lane, gets a step, lays it in on the floater. Almost got a foul on Kyle Meyer at the end of that follow-through. Officials swallowing their whistle there. And Kelvin Sampson not happy. He wants to take a timeout, and we will take it with them. 12:02 to go in the first half. It's Houston 17, UNC Pembroke 12. Braves hanging tough. We'll be right back on the Braves Broadcast Network. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is there's a tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. Off a steal, Murray Boyles in transition gets blocked from behind, and on the follow-up, it's Akia Pruitt for two. Bradley with another steal finds Murray Boyles. Braves in transition. They have numbers. Watts will slow it up. Evans calling for it. They throw it down low for Pruitt instead. He goes one-on-one. Fall away jump shot high off the glass and good. Akia Pruitt has made this just a 1-point game. 17-16 Houston leads. 11:20 to go in the first half. What a departure this has been for the Braves after a blowout loss at UNC last night. Braves are playing with a lot of energy right now. Murray Boyles will get called for a foul here. The pass goes to Dupree, and Murray Boyles was just leaning on him, pushing him back behind the arc. That's going to be a foul on JB. Cougars bench is visibly frustrated right now with what they've seen. Both teams 7 of 15 from the field, but Cougar turnovers have been a serious problem. 6 turnovers by the home team, just 3 by UNC Pembroke. That last foul on Murray Boyles is the 6th on the Braves, so the next one will put the Cougars at the free throw line. Rob Gray back into the game as he replaces Galen Robinson. Inbounds pass goes to Van Beck in the left corner. Back outside for Gray. Off a screen, steps back, thought about a three, doesn't take it. Now to the free throw line, passes it to Dupree. To the right side, Dunnigan. Dunnigan tries a pass. It's stolen by Watts. 3-on-2 break for the Braves. Evans, short corner on the right side, in trouble. Fires a pass to Bradley on the left wing. Bradley up fake and dish. Watts, deep three for the lead. Around the rim, no good. Braves trailing by just 1 as the Cougars sprint back on offense. Here's Rob Gray. Turns down a screen, hopping into the lane, kicks out. Van Beck, open left corner, 3, around the rim, no good. Rebound tipped up in the air. Offensive rebound again for the Cougars, and finally controlled by UNC Pembroke. Here comes Evans, pushing up the far sideline with 10.5 minutes to go. Braves trail 17-16. Bradley calls out the play for the black and gold. He's picked up right at half court by Rob Gray. Throws a pass to the left side for Watts. Pruitt over to Bradley. Bradley looking down low, can't get the pass to Murray Boyles. Now gets it to him. 18-foot jump shot, a little short. Rebound bouncing around. Looked like it went off the foot of Pruitt. Finally corralled by UH. Cougars in transition. Driving the lane, Dunnigan. Up through contact. Banks it up, no good. Pruitt fought for the rebound. Sailing in at the last second was Kyle Meyer. He tied it up, but possession error favors UNC Pembroke. Couple subs ready to come on for the Braves. Carson Mounts and Nigel Grant back into the game for the Braves. As Ben Miller, the head coach of the Braves, can sense right now that with a little bit more senior leadership, a little bit more experience on the floor, as he has his starting 5 minus the substitution of Andrew Evans on for Mike Smith, the Braves could be in front in this game. A strong screen by Mounts knocks his man over. Bradley for 3, no good. Rebound in traffic by Van Beck for the Cougars. Braves still trail by 1. We're through 10 minutes in the first half. Picked up at half court by Evans. Throws it to the right side for Rob Gray. Gray guarded by Bradley. Crossover from Gray. Tries to free up some space. Now uses a screen. Fires a pass to the right corner. Held by Dunnigan. Swinging around the perimeter from right to left. They get it back to the point guard. Gray down to 10 to shoot for the Cougars. Gets a pick. Driving with the right hand. Pick and roll. Stripped by Bradley. Bounces off the wrist of Kyle Meyer. Out of bounds. Off Houston Braves ball. Houston is on a scoring drought of the last 3 minutes, and the Braves still trail by just 1. Mike Smith back into the game for UNC Pembroke as he replaces Andrew Evans, as now the black and gold have their starting 5 back out on the floor. 9.5 minutes to play. UNC Pembroke finds themselves still in this one. Watts shrugs off some contact, driving down the right side of the lane. Finally a whistle, as Morris Dunnigan was reaching in the entire time on that drive. Finally the whistle blows. Braves are on a 9-0 run as Houston has missed their last 5 field goals. That foul on Houston is the 5th team foul, so the Braves inching closer to being in the bonus. As a fresh 30 on the shot clock, inbounds pass goes to Grant. Now Watts calling for it on the right block. He'll get to work, throws a wild pass. It bounces off the hands of Mounts, out of bounds, last touched by Mounts, and the Braves turn it over. So another opportunity for UNC Pembroke to take the lead. They weren't able to get it. 4th turnover of the game for the Braves. 8 already by the Cougars. UNCP looked like they learned a lot by playing against the Tar Heels last night in terms of ball control. Gray off a pick and roll throws it to Dupree. Dupree will start backing down. He has a major mismatch. Now the pass goes to the right side. Dunnigan, three-point attempt. Way too strong. It's an air ball. Rebounded by the Braves. Mike Smith. Smith throws it cross court to Bradley to the left corner. Here's Watts down low for Mounts. Mounts has the size advantage. Fadeaway jump shot in the lane. Too short. Wanted a foul call. Didn't get it. Here come the Cougars with numbers in transition. Leaving it for Van Beck. Layup is good. Grant needed to be careful trying to get that block. He already has 2 fouls. 3-point lead for the Cougars. 8.5 minutes to play. It's 19-16. Grant, straightaway three-pointer. No good. The Braves have gone cold from the field. Gray, long pass up ahead for Van Beck. Van Beck gives it for Dupree. Can't handle it. Braves have a steal as Mounts tracks it down. Leaves it for Bradley, and he looks to the sideline for the play call. UNC Pembroke still right in this game, down by just 3 after about 12 minutes of play. Grant throws it up top for Watts. To the right wing it goes now. Bradley up top for Smith. Smith driving, spinning into a double team. They'll call a travel. Standing straight up there was Bertrand Cali, and that forced a turnover. 7:57 to play in the first half. Houston Cougars 19, UNC Pembroke Braves 16. We could have a good one on our hands here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Braves fans, season tickets for the 2016-17 home basketball season are on sale now, and premium chairback seats for the Peach Belt Conference's most electric environment can be purchased for as little as $70. This season's package includes 14 men's games and 13 women's games, and can be purchased by calling 910-521-6361 or visiting uncpbraves.com/tickets. 8 minutes to play in the first half. It's still a close one here at Hoff-Hines Pavilion in Houston, Texas. The University of Houston Cougars lead the UNC Pembroke Braves 19-16 in this exhibition game. Braves come out trying to trap the ball, throw it up top for Gray. The Cougars let the Braves sag off it. Pass goes to the right side for Armani Brooks, who just checked into the game for the first time. Driving with the left hand is Gray. Dribble handoff. Blocking foul called on Mike Smith as he cut in under Dotson. Smith doesn't like the call, and now he needs to be careful about showing up the officials here. For Smith, it's his second personal, 8th team foul. It puts the Cougars at the line to shoot the bonus. One-on-one situation for Damian Dotson, a senior from Houston, who was an all-conference honorable mention in the American Conference last year. Started every game, averaged nearly 14 points per game to go along with 7 rebounds. Dotson, the senior guard, at the line, shoots the front end of the one-and-one, around the rim and good, and he'll shoot one more. Bodies flying under the basket there as Carson Mounts got tangled up a little bit with Devin Davis. And the officials telling Devin Davis to ease up a little bit as he was boxed out. 20-16, Cougars lead, 7:42 to go in the first half. One more free throw on the way, and nothing but net this time for Dotson. Cougars now will try their full court press out, see how the Braves respond. Watts just clears everyone out, will take it up himself, a couple between the legs dribbles as he breaks the timeline. Gives it to Bradley, lets Bradley run the show. Dribbling near midcourt, 20 to shoot for the Braves. Bounce to the right side for Smith. Smith holds, waiting for a pass to open up. Mounts up top to the left side, Bradley. Down low, they get it to Grant. Grant spins baseline, and he took too many steps on that move. Trying to draw a foul, slid the pivot foot, and it's a turnover by UNC Pembroke. Braves, 6 turnovers in the game now compared to 9 by the Cougars. as both teams have gone ice cold from the field. The Cougars are 1 of their last 7. Braves 2 of their last 5. Excuse me, none of their last 5 and 2 of their last 8. 2 of the last 8 for the Braves, 1 of the last 7 for the Cougars in terms of field goal shooting. Neither team shooting better than 40%. Gray running the point now for the Cougars. Grant tried to slide and keep up with him. That's the 3rd personal on Nigel Grant as they call the foul. That's one of the things Ben Miller talked about in the early going of the season was Nigel Grant can be a little too aggressive, especially when trying to guard a smaller player on the perimeter. And now that will really change the way the Braves do some of their lineups. As Akia Pruitt heads over to the scorer's table, he'll check in before the first shot of this 1-and-1. At the free throw line for the Cougars is Rob Gray, junior from Forest City, North Carolina. Front end of the 1-and-1 is off the front rim, no good. Rebound tipped out, and Mike Smith had the box out. Gray climbed over his back. That's a foul. It's been very chippy here tonight between Rob Gray and Mike Smith. Gray, one of the premier scorers in this conference, the American Athletic Conference, which includes schools like UCF, Cincinnati, UConn, East Carolina, Memphis. Some pretty good basketball schools, and UH certainly no slouch. They were 12-6 in that league a year ago. And Rob Gray was the 2nd leading scorer in the conference. He just picked up his 2nd foul. The Braves have held him to 3 points so far. 7 minutes to play. Braves trail by 5 in the first half. Left side, the pass goes to Smith. Down low, Pruitt will get to work. Under the basket, has his shot rejected. A hard block. But the Braves recover the rebound after the Devin Davis rejection. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Watts needs to get a shot up. Step back shot just inside the arc. Barely gets it to hit the rim. And the Cougars have the rebound. Here comes Gray up the far wing. Numbers for UH. Mike Smith got caught up on the hesitation dribble, climbed up on his back, and that'll be a foul on Mike Smith. So Smith becomes the 2nd Braves player with a 3rd personal foul, and that'll get Andrew Evans up to the scorer's table and ready to check in. You wonder why UNCP men's basketball coach Ben Miller's had to use such a young rotation. Guys like Andrew Evans, a sophomore, but in his first year at UNCP after he transferred from Hampton-Sydney College. You're seeing a lot of Micah Kinsey and Akia Pruitt. It's because the upperclassmen can't stay out of foul trouble. 6.5 minutes to play. Houston at the free throw line. The front end of the 1-and-1, good from Rob Gray. He'll get one more. 22-16 lead for the Cougars. I think they've said, we've let the Braves hang around long enough. Time to show that we're the Division I team and they're the Division II team, and dispatch them. 23-16 after both free throws good. Bradley, pass to the right side for Watts. He gets it back off a handoff. Bradley dribbles back towards midcourt, seeing if he can get Gray extended a little bit. Bradley lost the ball, throws it up top for Mounts. Mounts tried to throw it down low for Pruitt. It's stolen away by Davis. Here come the Cougars. Gets it to Gray. Gray cross over to the free throw line, open for the jump shot. Cans it. Make it 25-16 Cougars with 6 minutes to go in the first half. UNCP, a costly turnover there, and the Cougars now on an 8-0 run. Bradley down the left side of the lane, kicks it out, looking for Watts. It was tipped out of bounds by Dotson. The Braves will still have 19 on the shot clock. Braves had it down to a 1-point game, had a couple chances to take the lead, and I think on 3 straight possessions they came up empty. Since then, the Cougars have gone on an 8-0 run. Braves have missed their last 7 shots. Cougars just 2 of their last 8. A cold shooting night for both teams. Bradley up top, gets a hard screen from Mounts. Throws it down low, looking for Pruitt. Intercepted again by Davis, who's just climbing over the top of the Braves players and getting interceptions. Another turnover by the Braves. They're 8th. The Cougars have 9. Bradley nearly reaches in. Dribble maintained to the left side. Now up top, working it around the perimeter of the Cougars. Davis drives, had the ball poked away. Who touched it last? Davis touched it last. Good hands by Watts, and a nice awareness by Pruitt to not touch it as it was trickling out of bounds. Into the game for the Braves, Micah Kinsey and James Murray Boyles replacing Alex Bradley and Carson Mounts. So a couple freshmen on the floor for UNCP. It's Pruitt and Kinsey out there with the sophomores, Murray Boyles and Evans, and the junior Watts. 3-point attempt from the corner. Murray Boyles no good. Offensive rebound, and on the follow-up, a foul called as Akia Pruitt tried to go up. Looks like he might have got poked in the eye. It'll be 2 free throws for Akia Pruitt. Two free throws on the way on the shooting foul Akia Pruitt goes to the line on the foul by Dotson, his first, team 7th. Kind roll as the shot climbs over the front rim and drops for Akia Pruitt. Sub now for the Cougars as Danrad Knowles back in for the game as he replaces Bertrand Cali. Cali, a fifth-year senior from Cameroon, didn't get many touches in his run of action there in the last couple minutes. Both free throws good from Akia Pruitt. It's 25-17 Houston with just over 5 minutes to play in the first half. Both teams in the bonus the rest of the way. Braves with 9 team fouls, Cougars with 7. Robinson right near midcourt. Kinsey hounds him. Gets a step, driving down the right side of the lane, up with a tough layup, gets it to fall as he goes tumbling to the hardwood. Braves sprinting up the floor, trying to have numbers. Kinsey spins with the left hand, now back with the right hand. Dishes to Evans. One dribble pull-up jump shot. Tough shot just inside the arc, no good. Trying to grab the rebound. Dotson tried to slap it with 2 hands and just couldn't get his fingertips on it. Slipped out of his hands, bounces out of bounds. Braves get another chance. 27-18 Cougars lead. 4:47 to play in the first half. Long inbounds pass looking for Murray Boyles. Wow. Knowles got a fingertip on it, bounced right into Murray Boyles' lap. Braves avoid a turnover. JB sets the screen for Watts. Watts slicing and dicing. Back outside for Murray Boyles. Now Pruitt just inside the arc, hands it off for Kinsey. Kinsey at the free throw line. Still 15 to shoot as Kinsey dishes it back to the right side for Murray Boyles. JB over to Watts up top. Watts, fall-away jump shot from the free throw line off a spin move. Too strong in the rebound by Cougars. Here comes Davis, taking himself up the floor. Dish to the right corner. Held by Brooks. Brooks dribbles it back up top. Now Robinson calls out the play for Houston. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Braves trailing by 9. Dotson, guarded by Watts. 13 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Pass to the left side for Robinson. Down to 8 to shoot. Robinson lost his dribble. Has to get rid of it. Dotson back over to Robinson. Gets a screen from Knowles down to 3 to shoot. Up top, just inside the arc. A long 2 from Davis. Banks it in from straight away. It's a lucky bounce for the Cougars as they extend their lead to 29-18. 3:40 to play first half. Braves just can't buy a basket right now. They missed their last 10 shots. Cougars have gotten hot. They've made their last 4. Dishes. Murray Boyles open. Left wing 3. Too strong. And the field goal drought continues for UNCP. Knowles out in front of the pack on a long pass. Somehow Evans able to sneak in and steal the ball. Saves it ahead for Murray Boyles. Braves don't have numbers. It'll be Kinsey. A jab step and a drive on the left baseline. Draws a foul. Tried to bank home a reverse layup but wouldn't have counted anyway. And it will be Micah Kinsey at the free throw line when we come back. Braves need a breather right now. They just look a little tired. They trail 29-18 with 3:18 to play in the first half. Braves fans, don't miss out on your chance to receive rewards for attending UNCP home athletic events during the 2016-17 season. Visit the App Store on your smartphone and download #BraveNation, UNCP's new fan engagement app. The app can be found on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Search #BraveNation. 3:18 to go in the first half. The Braves trailing the University of Houston Cougars 29-18 in an exhibition men's basketball game. Braves have missed their last 11 shots and are shooting just 27% from the floor right now, including a 1 of 11 clip from deep. Cougars, meanwhile, are up to 48% from the field, but just 3 of 9 from behind the arc. Braves winning the turnover battle. They forced 11 and committed just 8. Front end of the 1-and-1, good for freshman Micah Kinsey out of Brookwood High School in Atlanta, Georgia. He'll get one more free throw. That breaks a long scoring drought for the Braves. They still haven't made a field goal in over 8 minutes. Cuts the deficit to 10. One more free throw coming up for the freshman guard, Kinsey. Lines it up, knocks it in. 29-20 is the Houston lead now. Kinsey will pick up and guard full court on the point guard, Galen Robinson. And the steal force. Here comes Evans out in front of the pack. Evans sails in for the layup. It's good. The Braves get a transition bucket off a steal, and that's been the Achilles heel today for the Cougars. Just too many turnovers. That's their 12th turnover of the game as Andrew Evans goes coast to coast. Braves trail by 7. Watts guarding on the perimeter. Lefty dribble by Dotson. Bounces it to the right elbow. Held by Knowles. Knowles guarded by Pruitt. Tries to drive baseline up with a tough shot. Banks it in. Chicken Knowles, the 5th-year senior from the Bahamas, gets a tough layup to go. 9-point lead for the Cougars with 2.5 minutes to play before halftime. Dribble handoff goes to Watts. Watts into a triple team. Banks it high off the glass. No good, but he drew the foul. And he will go to the line for 2 shots. Call the foul on, I believe, Galen Robinson. Galen Robinson gets called for his 2nd. Team's 8th, but it wasn't the act of shooting, so it's 2 shots for Brandon Watts. Double bonus situation on Braves fouls. And the Cougars have one more foul before the double bonus takes effect. Brandon Watts drills the first free throw. Had an up and down performance at the free throw line a year ago, just 61% from the charity stripe. And certainly some missed free throws that cost the Braves some games. In a season that was frustrating for UNCP, 15-13 overall, 9-10 in the PBC last year. Both free throws good for Watts. Braves trail by 8 with 2.5 minutes to play. To the right wing, a couple dribbles from Dotson, who'll be guarded by Watts now. Around the perimeter to the left wing, Cougars get the pass to Robinson. Robinson waiting for a cut. Not a lot of motion off the ball, and he'll just keep holding. Takes it back up top. They'll reset the offense with 11 on the shot clock. Robinson, crossover down the left side of the lane with the righty scoop. Offhand finish is good. 2 minutes to play. Cougars lead back up to 9. That'll make former Pembroke State standout and current UH head coach Kelvin Sampson very happy. Kick goes to the left corner, Murray Boyles. Extra pass to Watts, left wing 3, too short. UNCP cannot hit from behind the arc. They're 1 of 12 from three-point range. To the right side, now back up top. Here come the Cougars on offense. Davis works it around the perimeter. Almost everyone's gotten a touch on this trip down. To the right side, three-point attempt, Dotson. He connects. Damian Dotson for 3. It's a 36-24 lead for the Cougars. Kinsey with a nice move to keep his dribble alive, driving right baseline, in trouble, finds Murray Boyles on the right block. Teardrop shot, too short, gets his own rebound under the basket, gets his man in the air, and they'll call the foul on the ground as Knowles climbed all over James Murray Boyles. Foul on the floor. It's the 9th team foul on the Cougars. It puts James Murray Boyles at the free throw line to shoot 1-1. A minute 18 to play in the first half. Braves trail 36-24. As the Braves have hit 1 of their last 14 field goal attempts. When the Braves aren't hitting from behind the arc, they're trying to get to the rim, but some of these athletic Division I shot blockers, we saw it last night against the Tar Heels, causes problems. Free throw good by Murray Boyles. And for the Braves, Alex Bradley will check in and replace Micah Kinsey. 5 on the floor for the black and gold. It's Bradley, Murray Boyles, Evans, and Kinsey. Joining Brandon Watts, who's all the way back by the Braves bench, getting coached up by head coach Ben Miller. Murray Boyles hits the second free throw. For that, he will get subbed out as Carson Mounts checks back in. Braves need to stop this run of hot shooting by Houston, as the Cougars have made their last 7 field goals. Minute 15 to play in the first half. Braves trail by just 10. Van Beck near midcourt. See if the Braves can force another turnover. They've done that quite a bit tonight. Dupree to the left side for Van Beck. Van Beck guarded tightly by Bradley. Around the perimeter, Cougars having trouble getting into their half-court offense. Dupree to the right side. Kick out goes back to Dupree in the right corner. Down to 6 to shoot. Up top, three-point attempt on the way from the freshman Brooks, around the rim and out. Defensive rebound by Pruitt. In traffic, there's a foul on the rebound, and it'll be against the Cougars. A bad foul to give up 90 feet from the basket. And at the double bonus situation in effect, Akia Pruitt will shoot 2 free throws for the Braves. Clock stopped. And when the Braves can't seem to throw it in the ocean from the field, get to the free throw line. See what you can do from the stripe. Akia Pruitt at the line. He's already had 7 points to pace the Braves. 2 of 4 shooting from the field, 3 of 4 from the stripe, and also 3 rebounds. He has been, if you look at the stat sheet, the Braves' best player hands down. He's at 50%, and as the team, the Braves are at 28% from the field. Tells you what the rest of the Braves are doing in terms of field goal shooting. First free throw off the left rim, no good for Akia Pruitt. He has one more. As Knowles will exit for the Cougars after he picked up his second personal foul. One more free throw for the freshman Akia Pruitt for UNC Pembroke. Braves trying to cut into a 10-point deficit. Cashes in the second free throw. It's now 36-27 as Bradley will guard full court on Van Beck, who walks it up for the Cougars. Braves looking to maybe trap at half court. Bradley poked it loose. They call a foul. The ball did come out. It also sounded like there was a slap, and Alex Bradley gives a token look of surprise, but I think even he knew that was going to be a foul call. So it puts Wes Van Beck at the free throw line. He was a 75% free throw shooter a year ago. Academic all-conference member in the American Athletic Conference last year. Nothing but net on the first free throw. 45 seconds to play in the first half. 37-27 is the lead for the University of Houston Cougars. One more free throw coming up for Wes Van Beck. And he connects on both. Braves will look to try maybe go 2 for 1 here as Bradley sprints up the court. Gets around a screen. Pass goes to the right side for Watts. Thought about a 3, now drives. Step back jump shot from just behind the block, and it's good. Brandon Watts needed that one. He's now 2 of 7 from the floor. 1 second difference between the shot clock and game clock as the Cougars come up the floor, leading by 9. Van Beck drive and dish, has his man under the basket. Layup is good, and 1. A tough finish by Bertrand Cali, and he gets one more shot. Carson Mounts looked like he was straight up there on the replay, playing on the video board here at the Hoff-Hines Pavilion. Bertrand Cali will shoot one more, try to convert a 3-point play. He just shot 50% from the line a year ago. That was one of the areas they wanted this fifth-year senior to improve upon in the offseason. His first trip to the free throw line of the season is no good, but Dotson grabs the offensive rebound. Now the Cougars can hold for the last shot. 17 seconds left in the first half. Houston leads 40-29. Van Beck off a Dupree screen. Lefty dribble down the left side of the lane. In trouble. Fall-away shot blocked by Pruitt. Back to the free throw line. Fall-away jump shot off the front rim. No good. Another offensive rebound for UH. Fall-away jump shot. Brooks around the rim and down. Too many offensive rebounds for the Cougars. They finally are able to hit one. And that takes us into halftime with the Houston Cougars leading the Braves 42-29 after 20 minutes of play. Fall-away jump shot there. Good by Brooks. His first basket of the game, a freshman guard from Round Rock, Texas. Again, this game doesn't count for either team, so not his first official points as a Cougar, but still a nice shot for him. Boy, if the Braves hadn't gone on such a cold run of shooting late in the first half, they finished 2 of their last 15 from the field in that first half. They would be right in this game. As it is, a nice stretch where they can lock down on defense and start hitting some of those shots. It's not out of the question for the Braves to make this a ball game again. We're halfway through this one. It's a 13-point lead for the University of Houston Cougars, 42-29. You're listening to UNCP men's basketball exhibition action from Hoff-Hines Pavilion in Houston, Texas. I'm Cameron Songer. We'll step aside for a little while for a halftime break. Come back in time for the start of the second half on the Braves Broadcast Network. Gearing up for the start of the second half at Hoff-Hines Pavilion in Houston, Texas, where the Cougars of the University of Houston lead 42-29 over the UNC Pembroke Braves. On the Braves Broadcast Network, I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you for joining us tonight. Again, in case you're wondering why you have this matchup of the UNC Pembroke Braves and the University of Houston Cougars, it's that the head coach of the University of Houston is Kelvin Sampson. He's in his third season, and he is a graduate of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, class of 1978. He's a UNCP Hall of Fame inductee in the class of 1998, and he won 4 letters as a basketball player at what was then Pembroke State and 3 in baseball. So he was really a dual threat in terms of a guy who contributed to UNCP's athletic department. Braves wearing their black jerseys, black shorts, black numbers, black lettering with the gold trim. University of Houston white jerseys with red numbers and letters and trim. Down the side it says Houston on the front and Cougars down the side of the shorts. Cougars will go from left to right across the hardwood now. At the start of the second half, Davis catches down low, goes up with a lefty hook and gets it to drop. Kevin Davis gets the first points of the second half. It's a 44-29 lead for the Cougars, who are facing a tired Braves team that played yesterday against UNC Chapel Hill. An early flight this morning for the Braves as Mounts gets stripped down low. Here comes Davis pushing up the middle of the floor. Euro step towards the basket, dishes it back out. Dotson, the extra pass. Gray thought about a 3, doesn't take it. Goes up with a double pump layup, gets taken down hard. And that was just a double team he drove into. Mounts gave him some contact. Watts sailed up for the block. And between the two of them, there was a hard collision on Rob Gray. Gray went tumbling down. Fans here wanted a flagrant foul. I don't think there's anything malicious there. Just a lot of players playing hard and going for the basketball. So 2 free throws coming up for Rob Gray. The junior is the top returning scorer for the Cougars. Officials giving him a couple of quick words just to let him know that they're keeping an eye on those kinds of things, but that one was not a flagrant. So first free throw for Gray is up and good. Nice to see that he wasn't too seriously affected by that collision. Well, free throw does give the Cougars their largest lead of 16 points. He has one more, lines it up, and knocks it down. 46-29 now Houston, as the Braves just need to start hitting some field goals, stringing some buckets together. That'll help their transition defense as well. Mounts trying to catch a pass down low, gets poked away and stolen by Houston. Gray nearly runs into his own man as Knowles makes his way up the floor. Knowles now sets the screen. Gray the pass to the left corner. Robinson thought about a 3, now drives with the right hand. High pass to Dotson in the opposite corner. Dotson driving dish straight away. Gray, he'll hold at the waist. Now dials long distance and gets a friendly roll. Rob Gray starting to catch fire, and the Cougars have a 20-point lead. It's 49-29 after just about a minute of play in the second half. Watts hands it to Mounts. Back to Watts. Grant calling for it on the left block, doesn't get it. Watts step back 3 from the left wing looking for an answer. No good. Long rebound. Here comes Gray. 2-on-1 breakaway. Dotson can't handle the breakaway pass. Turned over by Houston. That's one way to give a coach gray hairs, is throwing long outlet passes when you have a fast break and end up in the second row of the bleachers. Turnover number 13 on the evening for Houston. The Braves have committed 10 turnovers, but you look at the field goal shooting. Cougars at 55%, Braves at 29%. Grant on the left wing, jab step, drive, pass to the right side. It ends up back with Grant on the right block after Bradley fed him. Bradley tees up a triple. That one was just a heave and barely draws iron. Here come the Cougars, long outlet pass. Gray to Knowles, Euro stepping to the basket. Mounts hacked him, 2 free throws coming up. 18:06 to go in the second half. Cougars 49, Braves 29. We'll see how much longer Ben Miller goes without calling a timeout to stop the action. Braves fans, our next broadcast on the Braves video stream channel will be November 9th as UNCP Volleyball takes on USC Aiken. Senior night on Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. That's Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And UNCP Football plays next Saturday, 2 p.m. A regular season finale against Concord in a game presented by Woodman of the World. First free throw up and good by Knowles. He has one more, as the Cougars now have a 21-point lead. Second free throw, nothing but net. It's been a good free throw shooting day for both teams, as now both teams 10 of 12 from the charity stripe. Identical in that regard. Bradley driving down the right side of the lane. In trouble. Nice no-look pass has Mounts, who cashes in the layup from the left block. The Braves needed that basket in a bad way. Drive and dish, wide open three from the left side. You bet. Damian Dotson had no black shirts anywhere in his vicinity as he lined up that shot. Crucial assist there from Robinson. 17 and a half minutes to go. Braves trail by 23. Bradley gets bumped on the drive, called a blocking foul on Galen Robinson. Braves will inbound with a fresh 30 on the shot clock. Surprised the way things are going for the Braves that we haven't seen a timeout from their sideline. Fourth personal foul on Galen Robinson. The sophomore will have to head to the bench as junior Wes Van Beck checks in. First sub we've seen from either team since the first half. Grant, he'll try a three ball from the left side. With a hand in his face, no good. Rebound bouncing around. Last touched as it goes out of bounds by the Braves. UNCP now from behind the arc at 1 of 15. Cougars are 6 of 13. Comes down, it's a function of shot selection. The Braves are settling for early in the shot clock threes that have resulted in some long rebounds. Davis swings it to the left side. It's held by Gray. Gray driving on Smith, gets to the basket, gets bumped, lays it up, and in and one. Mike Smith just doesn't have the quickness to keep up with that first step of Rob Gray. And now going to the line to try to complete the three-point play is the Houston Cougars' leading returning scorer. Foul on Smith. It's his fourth. He'll go to the bench and be replaced by Andrew Evans. 17-13 to go in the second half. Houston 56, UNC Pembroke 31. Cougars starting to create that separation and run away with this one. Gray is really heating up. He's up to 15 points now. Dotson has 16. They're the only two players in this game in double figures. Watts leads the Braves, or he's second on the Braves with 6 as Pruitt has 8. Stolen on an overpass to Bradley. Van Beck transition layup, good on the assist by Rob Gray as Ben Miller continues to let them play. And now he'll call that timeout. 17 minutes to go in the second half. Cougars have opened up a 28-point lead. They're on an 8-0 run in the last minute. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. You're listening to UNC Pembroke men's basketball exhibition action in Houston, and we'll be right back. Braves fans, Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 17 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. UNC Pembroke thanks Adidas for all of their support and offering the best for Braves athletes. On the Braves Broadcast Network in Houston, Texas, I'm Cameron Songer. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for UNCP men's basketball exhibition action against the University of Houston Cougars. Braves kept it close for most of the first half. Cougars went on a little run down the home stretch of that first half to take a 13-point halftime lead. And since the start of the second half, Houston is on a 17-2 run. And, well, I'll just make the obvious joke. There's a problem right now for the Braves, Houston. The Braves have coughed the ball up a couple times. They're up to 11 turnovers now in the game. They had just 8 in the first half. So 3 minutes into the second half, they've already committed 3 turnovers. And the Cougars have capitalized. Points off turnovers. The Cougars have the edge, 16-12. But it's the field goal shooting again. Yesterday, UNC Chapel Hill, the number 6 team in Division I, shot 66% to the Braves' 26. Today, the Braves shooting 29% and the Cougars at 58%. So it's gotten a little bit better, but just not where it needs to be for the Braves to be competitive in this contest. 17 minutes to play in the second half. Braves trailing 59-31. Evans, one dribble pull-up just inside the arc, knocks it down. Not a high percentage look, but it's a good-looking shot when Evans can get it to fall. Cuts the deficit to 26 for Evans. He's got 6 points now and 3 of 4 shooting. Houston with the basketball on the left wing. Driving to the basket. Tough shot, no good. Rebound bouncing around. Hauled in by Grant for the Braves. Outlet pass up ahead for Bradley. Bradley looking up. Behind the back pass for Grant. Grant throws it down low for Mounts on the right block. Mounts back outside for Grant. Grant trying to drive down the right side of the lane. Kicks it back out for Evans. Lost his footing. Keeps the dribble alive. Jumps in the air. Throws it outside for Grant. Still 15 to shoot for the Braves. Grant crossover. Now needs to get rid of the ball after he lost his dribble. Gives it to Evans. Three-point attempt on the step back. No good. Rebound Cougars. Braves 1 of 16 from behind the arc now as we take 4 minutes down in the second half. Looking for a pass down low for Devin Davis. It gets tipped out by Andrew Evans. And that will bring us to another media timeout. 15:53 left to play in this ball game. Houston 59, UNC Pembroke 33 on the Braves Broadcast Network. Braves fans, ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. That's Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, located next to Lumberton High School. Inbound opportunity for the Cougars as we've played 4 minutes in the second half. Houston leading 59-33 over the UNC Pembroke Braves in this exhibition game. The D1 Houston Cougars and the D2 Braves getting their season started with a game that doesn't count. Davis free throw line jump shot after some good ball movement by the Cougars, but the shot doesn't go. Mounts has the rebound for UNC Pembroke. Here comes Bradley up the far side as the Braves go from right to left down the floor. Pass to the right side, Evans. Evans bounces it down low for Grant. Grant gets double teamed. Shovels it off for Mounts. Pass intercepted, tipped out of bounds, last touched by Houston. Still 17 on the shot clock for the Braves. 15:24 left to go in the ballgame. Braves down by 26. It's Bradley, Evans, Watts, Mounts, and Grant in the game for UNC Pembroke. They lob it to Grant at the free throw line. He tries the jump shot and connects. Nigel Grant for two. His first points of the evening. He's 1 of 3 from the floor now. Bradley guarding full court against point guard Rob Gray for the Cougars. Nearly poked it away from him, but Gray able to break the one-man pressure. Throws it to the right side. It's Van Beck. Up top now, held by Devin Davis, former Indiana Hoosier. On the left side, now to the left corner. Knowles going one-on-one against Mounts. Uses the quick first step, blows past Mounts, puts up the shot. It misses what they call the foul. Foul called on Carson Mounts. That'll just be his, oh wow, I believe it's his 4th foul. So Mounts will head to the bench. Akia Pruitt back on for UNCP. And Brandon Watts will also get a breather for the Braves. James Murray Boyles on for the black and gold. So Mounts has 4 fouls. Mike Smith has 4 fouls. Those are the 2 players for the Braves in foul trouble. And for the Cougars, Galen Robinson has 4. Stolen by Evans. He jumped the passing lane at half court. Goes up with the layup. He gets fouled as he goes careening into the stanchion. Nearly took down one of the cheerleaders there as well. So Evans gets to go back to the free throw line for the first time today. 14:50 left in the game. It's 59-35 Houston. That's the second team foul on the Cougars. Braves have already committed 4 here in the second half in just 4 or 5 minutes of play. First free throw for Evans as the band trying to make some noise. The free throw rattles around the rim and drops. Pretty sparse crowd on hand at Hoff-Heinz Pavilion, but the band has been making a lot of noise trying to get in the head of these Braves players. And they're right behind where Evans is looking here for this free throw. Second shot up and good. Nothing but net on both free throws for Andrew Evans. It's a 23-point Houston lead. Dotson makes the catch on the right side. Now back to the left wing with Gray to the corner, Van Beck. Van Beck, overhead pass up top for Gray. They get it to the free throw line. Davis, good extra pass to the right wing. Three-point attempt, splash. Damian Dotson for three. And the Houston lead is now 62-37. Bradley, a couple quick crossover moves, finds Grant. He tries the three ball to respond. Can't get the kind roll. Rebound tipped in the air. Knowles hauls it in. Bradley pokes away from him. Cougars get it back. Here comes Gray in transition. Left wing, open three. Dotson. Another one, no good. Knowles grabs the rebound. It's stripped away by Bradley. And they will say it was poked out of bounds by Alex Bradley. Boy, Rob Gray started celebrating on behalf of Damian Dotson. Turned, started running back on defense. Didn't look to see if that went in. It didn't. Gray will now catch up top, lobs it to Dotson in the right corner. Braves need to be aware that Dotson will fire the three-point attempt. That was his first miss. He had made his first 6 shots, including 5 of 5 from deep. Gray, the pass to the left side, Van Beck. Back up top for Gray. He dials long distance, can't get it to go. Rebound tipped by Murray Boyles. Houston gets the second chance. Van Beck, up fake, drive right to the basket. Double pump layup, no good. Tipped, and finally up and in by Devin Davis. Braves saying that one was on the rib when he touched it. Officials let it go this time. They might have missed that call. 64-37 Cougars. Bradley into the paint, kicks it out. Pruitt straight away three with a hand in his face, around the rim and out. Braves cannot get a basket from behind the arc right now. They are 1 of 18 from three-point land. Van Beck in trouble. Finally breaks the timeline with a second to spare. Floater from the free throw line, around the rim and down. Wes Van Beck starting to hit as the Cougars up above 55% from the floor. Braves at 30% in terms of field goal shooting. Murray Boyles runs the point for the Braves on this possession. 13 minutes to go. Braves trail by 29. Evans to Murray Boyles. Down low for Grant. Goes one-on-one against Knowles. Lowered the shoulder. They call the offensive foul. A little bit of acting there by Knowles to sell that contact. That'll be the 4th personal on Nigel Grant. Braves getting into foul trouble now. That's 3 starters with 4 fouls. And the Braves will just leave Grant in the game as Alex Bradley will get a breather. Get to see what the Braves will do now. Mounts has 4. Smith has 4. Watts needs a breather. The only other guy who's dressed and ready to play who we haven't seen is Jeff McElwain, a redshirt freshman that I'm not sure how much confidence Ben Miller has in him at this point in his career. Under 13 minutes to play. Cougars just passing it around the perimeter. 3-point attempt around the rim and no good by the freshman Armani Brooks, who just checked in. Kinsey running the point now for the Braves. They need a basket in a bad way. They're 1 of their last 5 from the floor. Kinsey gets right to the basket, puts up a shot. He gets hacked. Missed it. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. UNCP on a 2-minute scoring drought, including no field goals in the last 2.5 minutes. During that time, it's been a 7-0 Cougar run, just expanding on what's already a pretty confident and comfortable lead. The 5 for the Braves right now: Murray Boyles, Evans, Kinsey, Pruitt, and Grant. Just one guy in that lineup who played for the Braves last season, and it's sophomore James Murray Boyles. Free throw, no good by Micah Kinsey. He'll get one more. Brendan Watts checks in. He'll get Nigel Grant to the bench, so the Braves see that Grant is in foul trouble. Now we'll get him a breather. And one more free throw coming up for freshman Micah Kinsey. 12.5 minutes to play. It's 66-37 Houston. Hofheinz Pavilion coming to life. The fans who are here making some noise. Second free throw, back rim, no good. And the free throw trip comes up empty for Micah Kinsey. Up the far sideline, here come the Cougars, who've started to bring on some of their bench players. Dupree hands it off. Now Robinson, he's in the game with 4 fouls. To the right side, Van Beck. Left side zips it to Brooks. Held now by Robinson. Robinson outside Van Beck. Might have got away with the travel. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Knowles drives the lane outside Van Beck. One dribble. Back up top. Dupree for 3 straight away. Barely hits the side of the rim. Rebound bounces in towards the corner. Tracked down by Knowles. Offensive rebound for Houston. He throws it off a Braves player. And the Cougars will inbound from the corner. Just a good hustle play by the redshirt senior Dan Rad Chicken Knowles. 5th-year senior out of the Bahamas. 12:05 to play in the second half. Getting close to that next media timeout. The Braves need an opportunity to talk things over. The inbounds pass goes to Dupree tipped away by Evans. It trickles out of bounds. Last touched by Houston. UNCP will inbound with exactly 12 minutes to play in the second half. Watts will throw it in. Let's see what the Braves can come up with as a sideline out of bounds from half court. They don't have to worry about any kind of press. They get it back to Watts on the inbounds. Now back to Evans. Just a two-man game between those two right now. Watts up top, driving with the right hand. Spins to the middle. Through contact, missed the shot, gets fouled. And they'll say it goes against Houston. 2 free throws coming up for Brandon Watts when we come back. It's been a struggle for the Braves here in the second half. You can tell that the mileage starting to add up on them, playing their second game against D1 competition in as many nights, trying to do better than their 61-point loss to UNC last night. They trail the Cougars 66-37 with 12 minutes to play. We'll be right back. Braves fans, remember to tune in to the Black and Gold Report every Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern on WFXB Fox TV for the UNCP Sports Black and Gold Report presented by Pepsi. It's a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics as we bring you interviews with coaches, highlights, and special features around the UNCP athletic department. Tune in Saturdays at 9:30 on WFXB Fox TV. 11:50 to play in the second half. Houston leads UNC Pembroke 66-37. Brandon Watts at the free throw line for 2 shots. Missed the first. He'll get 1 more. Braves haven't scored in the last 3 minutes. During that time, it's been a 7-0 Houston scoring run. Both free throws missed by Watts, as the Braves have missed their last 4 free throw attempts during that 3-minute stretch. Meyer walks it up for the Cougars, hands it off to his point guard, Robinson. Guarded by Kinsey for UNCP as the Cougars go from left to right across the hardwood at Hoff-Hines Pavilion. Handoff goes to Robinson. Robinson uses a screen from Dupree, steps into a long 2 and connects. His foot was on the line. It's just a 2-pointer, but a rainbow shot good for Galen Robinson. It's a 31-point lead now for the Cougars. Braves need some answers right now. 68-37 is the score. Watts holding on the left wing, guarded by Van Beck. Jab step, now he'll look to drive. Spins to the free throw line, kick out, Pruitt 3-point attempt, in rhythm, splash. Akia Pruitt showing off the range, and the Braves break a long scoring drought. Pick up full court pressure, Cougars able to break it. Held now by Robinson, and as Kinsey guards him. They throw it up top, it'll be held by the center, Kyle Meyer. Tries to set up a back cut for Robinson. It's not there. Robinson takes it himself down the middle of the lane. No good. Rebound tipped out to the right wing. Grabbed by the Cougars. Up through contact. No good on the shot by Brooks. Braves finally corral the rebound. And then Akia Pruitt is fouled. Foul under the basket that you're shooting at. Never a good foul for any team to commit. But in this situation, I'm sure Kelvin Sampson, the head coach of the Cougars, is all right with it, but certainly not happy. Not a costly foul. As that one called on Robinson. That's his 5th, so he's done. Galen Robinson is fouled out of the game. 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting for him. 5 assists, 5 fouls, and 5 turnovers. A busy stat line for him in 17 minutes. He'll be replaced by fellow starting guard Rob Gray. as the Cougars look to keep some experience on the floor. Pruitt, looks like he might have stepped on his opponent's ankle there, driving to the lane anyway. Around the rim, no good. The Braves just can't buy the right bounce off the rim right now. Good toughness from Akia Pruitt, who stays in the game. Braves 5 right now is a very young group. It's Pruitt, Evans, Kinsey, Murray Boyles, and Watts. 2 sophomores, 2 freshmen, and the 1 junior in Watts. Murray Boyles driving left baseline up with a fall away. Shot is good. About 10 feet out, James Murray Boyles created a little separation on a step back and hits. We're halfway through the second half. Braves might not be able to come back in this one, trailing 68-42. But certainly a lot of things they can work on here down the home stretch. Brooks for 3 on the left wing, around the rim and out. Rebound tipped out, back to Brooks, who's back into the play. Free throw line floater, good. Armani Brooks, now 2 of 6 from the floor in his debut in a Cougar uniform. Murray Boyles for 3 from straight away, back rim, no good. Rebound Cougars, poked out by Evans. Cougars retain possession. 9:30 to go in this one. It's a 70-42 lead for Houston. Gray, jab step, takes it up top, where Murray Boyles will give him some space. Mismatch, Gray has the speed advantage. He gets hacked from behind by Murray Boyles as he goes tumbling to the hardwood. Murray Boyles just tried to reach, anticipate where the ball was going to be on the shot. Guessed wrong. So off a screen, Houston taking advantage of a mismatch, and it puts Rob Gray at the free throw line to shoot 2. Gray has had another solid day. They've come to rely on those from him, as he averaged 16 points per game in his first season in Houston after transferring from Howard Junior College. Hits the first free throw, and now a sub for the Cougars as Wes Van Beck gets a breather. Damian Dotson back on for Kelvin Sampson's team. As a team, Cougars at 85% from the free throw line, Braves at 66%. One more free throw for Gray, also nothing but net. He shot 70% from the line last year, and today he's 7 of 8, so really something he's feeling here tonight. And he's having a very good day. One of 3 Cougar players in double figures. Quick 3-point attempt by Murray Boyles, no good. Looking to the sideline, I'm sure Ben Miller not happy with the shot selection there. 9 minutes to go in this one. Cougars up by 30. Kick goes to the left wing. 3-point attempt, no good. Meyer grabs the offensive rebound, lost it as he was stripped from behind by Kinsey. Cougars, however, will retain possession. Dotson has 19, Gray has 17, Davis has 10 for Houston. Only Brave in double figures is Akia Pruitt with 11 points to go along with the team best 4 rebounds. No doubt who's been the man tonight for UNCP. It's Akia Pruitt. No one else has really found any kind of rhythm in shooting the basketballs. The Braves at 32% from the floor as a team. Cougars at an even 50% clip. Gray, crossover dribble, jumps up in the air, throws a pass, and foul away from the ball. Let's see if they call this on Grant. His day is done. And I believe that's what the call was. Maybe not. No, the foul is on Bradley. It's his 3rd. So it's a 1-on-1 opportunity now for Xavier Dupree. Dupree, a senior from Houston, out of Paris Junior College. He chose Houston over schools like LSU and Oklahoma State. He's rated as one of the top 35 high school players in his class in the state of Texas. Missed the front end of the 1-on-1, and UNCP has the rebound. Watts walks it up the near side. Under 9 minutes to play in this one. Watts spinning into the lane. Can't get the shot to fall. Rebound by the Cougars. Gray looking for numbers that aren't there for Houston. Crossover. Tries to get some space. Blocked by Pruitt, out of bounds. Last touched by UNCP. Akia Pruitt was having none of that. Stayed home, protected the rim. And the long arms of Akia Pruitt, 6'7", 200 pounds. The Braves have something special here in their freshman forward. Brooks drive and dish. Left corner 3-point attempt, no good. As Dupree went over the back of Grant, who boxed him out there. So Grant carefully playing with 4 fouls. This time draws a foul. As both teams once again have gone cold from the floor. Houston, 1 of their last 7. Braves, 2 of their last 8. 72-42 is the Cougar lead with 8.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Here at Hoff-Hines Pavilion, the last year of Hoff-Hines Pavilion here on the campus of the University of Houston. It'll be renovated after this season. As you can kind of see some of the wear and tear. They've been playing basketball here since 1969. 3-point attempt off a step back. Nigel Grant cashes it in as he backpedals, looks his man straight in the eyeballs. 72-45 as Grant has that range from back there. Kick out goes to Gray. Everybody getting a touch now for the Cougars. Around the perimeter. Floater along the baseline. Good by freshman Armani Brooks. The only scholarship freshman on this team for Houston. Evans driving against Brooks. Gets bumped as he goes along the baseline. Bradley put up a shot, wouldn't have counted, as the foul was on the floor. 6th team foul on Houston, so no shooting situation yet for the Braves, but any more fouls for either team, we'll see free throws. Timeout on the floor, we'll take it as well. 7:56 to play in this one. It's all Cougars. 74-45, they lead the Braves. Final 8 minutes of this exhibition men's basketball game at the University of Houston, Hoff-Hines Pavilion, home of the Houston Cougars. And they have not, let's say they haven't been gracious hosts. They're dominating the UNC Pembroke Braves right now, 74-45. Braves have not led in this game, but they were close for much of the first half. But the Cougars used an early 17-2 run in the second half to create some separation. At the line for UNCP, it's Andrew Evans. Front end of the 1-and-1 is up and good. So both teams with 7 team fouls, meaning we'll see plenty of free throws the rest of the way if the officials choose to continue calling fouls in a very physical game. Already 3 Braves with 4 fouls, 1 Cougar with 4, and 1 Cougar who's already fouled out. Both free throws good for Andrew Evans. He's into double figures now, as the Braves cut the deficit to 74-47. Blocking foul called. Evans tried to cut off a cutting Rob Gray. And that's a tough call to make, one of those 50-50 kinds of calls. As UNCP head coach Ben Miller just looking for an explanation there. Our officials have done a pretty good job here tonight. Again, Keith Kimball, Brent Dugas, and Steve Olson, the officiating crew for tonight's exhibition game. Foul called on Evans, just his first. And at the line once again, Rob Gray Jr. for a 1-and-1 opportunity. He's 7 of 8 from the charity stripe tonight. Hits the first, and he'll get one more. He's up to 18 points now. A guy who last year as a sophomore and a first-year player for UH after transferring from a junior college was the second leading scorer in the American Athletic Conference at 16 points per game. Mostly came off the bench. This year he's going to be a starter for the Cougars. Bradley gets the inbounds pass after both free throws good. And a foul away from the ball now as Bradley tried to work around a screen. They'll call it down low on Xavier Dupree away from the ball. And that brings up a 1-and-1 opportunity for Akia Pruitt, who's been the man tonight for UNC Pembroke. He leads the Braves in rebounding and scoring. Freshman from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, is making an early case for why he should be inserted into the starting lineup once the Braves open the regular season next week. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good for Pruitt. He gets one more. Pruitt averaged 13.5 points per game at R.J. Reynolds High School a year ago. Now starting his collegiate career with games against UNC Chapel Hill and the University of Houston, two of the more storied programs in Division I men's basketball history. And before the action can resume, Brandon Watts looked like got poked in the eye there. And so we'll get an injury timeout. Well, it's not his eye, he's holding it his neck. And that's one Braves fans do not want to see. So he'll go get looked at by the trainer. James Murray Boyles checks in for the Braves. The 5 for the black and gold right now, it's Grant, Murray Boyles, Evans, Bradley, and Akia Pruitt. As the Cougars break their huddle, let's see if they start emptying the bench out a little bit. They're not a team that carries a ton of walk-ons. They do list 13 on their roster. The only couple players we haven't seen is Valentine Shane Goyami and Mateen Herbod. Evans gets the steal, breakaway, two-handed slam. Andrew Evans has been a sneaky pest right at midcourt, trying to get some steals and get the Braves pumped up. High pass over the head, called incomplete for Morris Dunnigan. It goes out of bounds, and it's a turnover for the Cougars. Andrew Evans, you look away for 1 second, and he is taking the ball from you and sprinting the other way up the floor. 76-50 is the Cougar lead with 7.5 minutes to play in the second half. The Braves, I think, bouncing back nicely, availing themselves well after a 61-point loss at UNC Chapel Hill last night. This one they could never get the Tar Heels to miss a shot. Grant for 3, nothing but net off the assist by Alex Bradley. Braves probably aren't going to win tonight, but they're not giving up. Trailing by 23 on the road. Playing a back-to-back after a very early morning flight. The Braves plane departed Raleigh this morning at 6 a.m. Davis, drive and dish, got lost. It's on the floor. Grant is the first one to it, calling for a timeout as he dives for a loose ball, and they will be awarded the timeout. Braves force another Houston turnover. It's the 18th of the game by Houston. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. 6:51 to play in this one. Houston 76, UNCP 53. As we remind you, Braves fans, that season tickets are available for the 2016-17 home basketball season, and premium chairback seats for the most electric environment in the Peach Belt Conference can be purchased for as little as $70. The season's package includes 14 men's games and 13 women's games and can be purchased by calling 910-521-6361 or visiting uncpbraves.com/tickets. A pretty good atmosphere here. Got a full pep band. The University of Houston, their basketball team off this weekend, so you thought you might see a pretty big turnout, or their football team off this weekend, and the basketball team opening up their season with an exhibition game against UNC Pembroke. But I suppose, some of these exhibition games, there's going to be plenty of early season home games for a program like Houston, and perhaps a school like UNC Pembroke doesn't move the needle for a lot of these locals who might be interested to come out and take a look at this team. Grant hands off for Bradley. Bradley at up fake, trying to free up some space. Gets a reach-in foul called on Rob Gray. Foul called on Gray. That'll be his third. Team's 9th. And it puts Alex Bradley at the free throw line. Don't look now. The Braves are on a 6-0 run over the last minute plus, as the Cougars have turned it over 3 times in the last minute plus. Certainly helps the Braves key that run. Bradley, front end of the 1-and-1 is good. He gets one more. And the pep band trying to entertain themselves. They're singing at Alex Bradley, "It's a Small World." And I like bands that try to do something different other than just, screaming incoherently. If you can make somebody laugh, you get them off their game. Both free throws good for Bradley. It's down to a 21-point Cougar lead, 76-55 with 6.5 minutes to play. To the right wing. Now back to Dunnigan. They swing it around the perimeter to the left side. Dotson. Free throw line. Davis tries to turn the corner. It's not there for him. 10 to shoot for the Cougars. Dotson gets into the lane. They call a foul. Shot no good on the layup, but the blocking foul called first. Called a foul there on Andrew Evans for UNC Pembroke. For Evans, just his second personal. Team's 9th. So double bonus will be in effect both ways the rest of this contest. Damien Dotson at the line for the Cougars. This is a 2-shot foul because it was in the act of shooting. Lines up that first free throw and hits. Looking at the game Dotson is having with that free throw, he's up to 20 points. 6 of 8 shooting, 5 of 7 from behind the arc, 7 rebounds. He has been to the Cougars, as Akia Pruitt has been for the Braves, just being kind of the go-to guy. But Evans also tied for the Braves lead with 12 points. Second free throw also good from Dotson. He's got 21 now to lead all scorers. Gray has 19. It's been that dynamic duo tonight for Houston. The backcourt mate Robinson fouled out with just 6 points. Pass goes to the right corner. Murray Boyles, 6 minutes to play in this one. Evans, a fancy crossover, finds Grant open, left wing three, can't get it to go. Rebound high up in the air, offensive rebound Murray Boyles, who gets fouled, and the Braves will be shooting 2 free throws. James Murray Boyles will take them. Murray Boyles, one of his stronger suits is shooting free throws. He was a 79% free throw shooter as a true freshman last year, playing an awful lot of minutes in a tough Peach Belt conference. He is 1 year more experienced and looks to be one of the young leaders of this Braves team. Can't get the kind roll on the first free throw. He'll have one more. Next game for UNCP is November 11th. That's this upcoming Friday. They'll take on Lenore Ryan in Hickory, North Carolina as part of the PBC SAC Challenge, then Catawba on Saturday in part of that same tournament. Second free throw for Murray Boyles is up and good. The home opener for UNCP, circle it on your calendar, Braves fans, November 16th at 7 p.m. against Wingate. Back home in Pembroke on Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. Second free throw was good for Murray Boyles. Evans pokes the ball loose. Bradley corrals it. Braves have forced another turnover. Bradley waits for a screen. Spins. Free throw line. Step back jumper. No good. Fight for the rebound. They'll call a foul on, I believe, Pruitt. Grant seems to think it's on him. If it is on Grant, he's fouled out. And it is on Grant. I thought Pruitt was the one who reached in. And Nigel Grant has picked up his 5th personal. 5:37 to play in this game. 78-56 the lead for the University of Houston Cougars. Braves will huddle up now as Nigel Grant goes to the bench with that 5th personal. Upcoming schedule beyond that for UNCP men's basketball after that Wingate game on November 16th. Couple more home games before Thanksgiving. November 19th against Winston-Salem State and November 23rd against Shawan. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the University of Houston Cougars. They'll have some time off after this game. Not a lot, just enough to kind of figure out what they need to work on and then get ready for their regular season opener, which is November 11th against Morgan State back here in Hoff-Hines Pavilion. And then they'll play another exhibition game against Angelo State on November 16th. First free throw up and good for Devin Davis out of Odessa Junior College by way of the University of Indiana. Played his freshman year with that Hoosiers team, then was injured in a car accident, had to sit out a year, and transferred down to a junior college, is resurfaced at the D1 level here in Houston, Texas. Both free throws good, pushes the lead to 80-56 with 5.5 minutes to go. A cutting Pruitt sails in for a two-handed jam. The pick and roll works to perfection, and Akia Pruitt has an early highlight reel jam. Assist for Alex Bradley, his 4th dime of the night, and Pruitt leads the Braves with 14 points. None prettier than that one. Braves get a steal. Evans pokes it away from Dunnigan. And now in transition, Evans gets fouled from behind by Dunnigan, trying to make up for that turnover. It'll be 2 free throws for Andrew Evans. You can see the drop-off here for Houston. Their starters pretty solid at handling the ball, but you start bringing in some of these other guys. You get them handling the ball, moving a little bit against some pressure, even against pressure from this D2 Braves team, and they've coughed it up. First free throw up and good for Andrew Evans. 20 turnovers in this game by Houston, just 12 by the Braves. That's certainly something to be proud of. Braves getting out-rebounded, though, 44-23. One thing the Braves did nicely last night was hit the offensive glass. They haven't been able to do that as effectively here tonight, and they haven't shot a better percentage. Rebound off the missed free throw, pulled down by Bertrand Cowley. And here come the Cougars in transition with 5 minutes to go in the ball game, leading 80-59. Evans almost had another steal. Instead, the Braves are scrambling on defense. Gray catches it up top. He's wide open for 3 and hits. Rob Gray, a 34% three-point shooter a year ago. You can't give him an open look like that. He's now the game's leading scorer with 22. Bradley kicks out to Pruitt. Pruitt, crossover, gets it back to Bradley. They'll try that pick and roll again. Bradley now finds Pruitt, who steps behind the arc. Thought about a 3. Doesn't take it. In trouble. A wild shot. Fires it over the top of the backboard. And it goes out of bounds. No one touched it. Ben Miller wanted a foul there against Houston. No call there. So it's an 83-59 lead for the Cougars. See how much longer any of these starters remain in the game for Houston. They still have their starting point guard, Rob Gray. Braves running out of available bodies. Mounts and Smith both have 4 fouls. Grant is fouled out with 5. Van Beck passed to the left side as the Braves sitting back in a 2-3 zone now. You can tell they're just so fatigued, playing their second game in as many nights, plus a long travel night. Dotson, an up fake, drive to the basket, reverse layup is good off the glass. Too easy there for Damian Dotson, and now the Braves look to push. Watts lost his footing, gets the ball back, but it's an 85-59 lead for the Cougars. We tick under 4 minutes to play. Evans wants to go one-on-one against Van Beck. Long two just inside the arc. Not a good shot, missed it, and the Cougars have the rebound. They'll slow up the pace as Gray will get picked up at half court by Alex Bradley defensively. In front of the scorer's table, Gray waits for a screen, now crosses over. Lost his dribble, gets it back, throws it up top. Davis will try a 3 from straight away, no good. Watts can't stick a fork in the rebound. It's loose on the floor. Davis gets to it, slices to the basket, and lays it in. The Red Sea just kind of parted for him there, as a lot of Braves are just reaching and slapping at the ball. That's a symptom of tired legs, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 7-0 run for the Cougars as they push the lead to 87-59. Bradley, with a nice spin move, gets into the lane, draws a foul. It'll be 2 free throws coming up for Alex Bradley as the foul is called on Rob Gray. That'll be his 4th, and with 3:15 to play, no danger of this being an L for Houston. Braves playing for pride down the home stretch. They trail 87-59. We'll be back with the conclusion of this one on the Braves Broadcast Network. Final 3 minutes and 15 seconds of this exhibition men's basketball game coming up here at Hoff-Hines Pavilion on the campus of the University of Houston. Braves made the trip out to Texas this morning. They'll be flying back to North Carolina tomorrow. And they're not the only Braves team in action here this weekend. UNCP cross country competed at the NCAA Region Championships this morning. The men's team finished 7th, the women's team finished 10th, and the wrestling team, number 16th ranked UNC Pembroke Wrestling, hosted the Pembroke Classic, and the Braves had 3 wrestlers win their respective divisions. Jonathan Miller, Joey DiMartino, and Mikey Thomas all won their respective tournaments. And Tyler McCoskey, Eric Milks, and Blaze Shade all turned in second-place finishes at their respective events. First free throw of 2, good for Alex Bradley, cuts the deficit to 27. 3:15 to play in this one. It's an 87-60 lead for the D1 Houston Cougars against the D2 UNC Pembroke Braves. As Bradley makes both free throws, it's an 87-61 ball game. Braves trapping in the full court, just trying to expend all that leftover energy. Whatever's left in the tank, Ben Miller's asking for it here tonight. Gray near midcourt. He's the starting point guard for the Cougars, still in the game, as Kelvin Sampson wants to make sure his starters get as many reps as they possibly can against real competition before their regular season starts next week. Gray fires it to the right side. Davis back to Gray with down to 5 on the shot clock. Steps into a 3 with Watts' hand right in his face. Shot no good. Tip in no good. And then the third effort finally good for Devin Davis. Cougars score again. Bradley slices right to the basket, lays it up. It was blocked, but they'll say Colley goaltended it as it was already on the backboard. Pretty close call. One of those very tough judgment calls for an official, but I think they got that one right. 2:35 to play as Alex Bradley scores on the layup, and we'll get a timeout on the floor taken by the University of Houston. We'll keep it here with the final 2:35 still sitting on the clock. 89-63 Cougar lead. So we remind you, Braves fans, to download the new UNCP fan engagement app to your smartphone. Download hashtag Brave Nation. It can be found on both the Apple Store and on Google Play. And you're asking, well, Cameron, why should I download this app? Well, you can receive rewards just for attending UNCP home athletic events. It's pretty awesome. You already are in the area or checking out the Braves. Might as well check in, compare yourself on the leaderboard to other Braves fans, and then receive rewards for attending those events. That's hashtag Brave Nation, available on the Apple Store or on Google Play. Cougars break the huddle. They're going from left to right across the floor. Their home court, Hoff-Hines Pavilion. 2.5 minutes to play. Cougars up 89-63 against the Braves. Pass to the left side, traveling called, and a very visibly frustrated Kelvin Sampson. And the head coach of the Cougars. He was a Brave back in the day. UNCP class of 1978. He played 4 years on the basketball team and 3 years on the baseball team in Pembroke, and giving back to his alma mater by allowing the Braves to come out here and play his team. As Bradley lost the ball going up for a shot, Cougars in transition. Van Beck, it's a slippery basketball. He can't get the shot up. He's fouled by Watts, and it will be 2 free throws coming up for Wes Van Beck. So at this point in the game, 2:16 to go, a 26-point difference on the scoreboard. I don't think anybody here wants to see any more free throws. As this game approaches the 2-hour mark, Wes Van Beck will shoot 2 shots. Let's just keep the action flowing here and let everybody get ready to go. Substitution now for the Cougars as Callie comes out. Danrad Knowles back in the game. It's been a while since he's played. He's been sitting for a long time with those 4 personal fouls. Second free throw for Van Beck, up and good. And that makes it 90-63 Houston. A little over 2 minutes to go. Bradley runs the point for UNCP. Neither team with a very deep bench here tonight. Murray Boyles down the left side of the lane, missed the layup. Shot no good. And Dotson gets fouled on the fight for the rebound. He's slow to get up, needs some help from a teammate. I'm not sure what that call is for, or who the one who fouled him was. Actually was a foul on Houston and puts UNCP at the line. They're just bodies flying on these rebounds. Now called on Dotson, his third. Double bonus situation in effect. Carson Mounts will get 2 free throws. Shot 67% from the line a year ago as a true freshman for UNCP. Gets the nice roll on the first. He has 1 more. 6'10", 230 pounds. Carson Mounts added some weight in the offseason. Can't get the second free throw to go, and the defensive rebound by Knowles. Here come the Cougars. Gray throws it right down the middle of the floor for Davis. Gets it poked away from behind by Evans, and the Braves have numbers in transition. Evans kicks it out to Bradley. Bradley catches in the corner, gets trapped. Bradley under the basket up with a tough shot. Can't get the kind roll. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Mounts of UNCP. The Cougars will inbound as James Murray Boyles re-enters for the Braves. Carson Mounts will exit. Still haven't seen Jeff McElwain in this one. The Braves dressed just 10 here tonight. There's 10 available players. They've used 9 of them. Final minute and 37 seconds. Gray guarded by Bradley. It's a 91-64 lead for Houston. UNCP just 1 of their last 5 from the floor. Those tired legs biting the Braves once again. Gray catches in the left corner, down to 9 to shoot. Guarded by Watts. Just inside the arc, lobs it down low. Nice save made there by Knowles. He was falling out of bounds, threw it off the shin of Watts. Down to just 3 on the shot clock for the Cougars. Chance to practice that late clock. Baseline out of bounds play. They throw it down low. Dotson. Oh, a nice last-second pass and the two-handed jam by Kali. He'll get a high five. A nice awareness pass. Leapt up in the air. Dotson, a leaping bounce pass. And a two-handed big man flush. Final minute. Watts hands off. Kinsey. Hesitation dribble. Oh, trying to put his man on skates. Kicks it out. That pass a little too tall. It's out of bounds. And Andrew Evans not tall enough to make that catch. I'm not sure Carson Mounts would have been tall enough to make that catch. Pass just sailed a little bit there on the freshman, Micah Kinsey, who's had a solid day. pretty sure the Braves would just want him to shoot the ball a little more. 4 points on 1 of 1 field goal shooting. No assists, 1 turnover in 13 minutes. Pruitt led the Braves so far. He's got 14 points. Evans with 13. Grant with 8. Bradley with 9. As Gray turns the corner, gets to the basket. Floater no good. Callie pokes the rebound around. Evans hauls down the rebound for UNCP. Kick goes to Murray Boyles in the left corner. Up fake, thought about the 3, then decides to pull it back for Watts. Watts turns down the screen. He's got the speed advantage on Callie. Dish goes to Kinsey. Back outside, Watts tees up a triple from straight away. Too short. Fight for the rebound. Kinsey commits a foul there, as tumbling to the ground is Bertrand Callie. Well, Kinsey pleading his case there with the official. He was outnumbered 2-1, and instead of just letting the Cougars player have the rebound, he gave a foul about 80 feet from the basket. So it puts Bertrand Callie at the free throw line. Started 4 games last year, just averaged 9 minutes per game. And he can't get the first free throw to go. This free throw would put the Cougars up by 30 with 21 seconds left. As a team, the Cougars at 84% from the line. Braves at 69%. Free throw is good, and it's a 94-64 lead for Houston. Kinsey holding for the Braves at the free throw line, gives it to Evans. Step back jump shot from 3-point range. It's good. Andrew Evans for 3. Evans with his first trifecta of the night. He's got 16 to pace the Braves. Final 8 seconds, and if the Braves foul here, I'd be very disappointed in them. Watts going for a steal. Trapped, and the ball thrown away, but the clock runs out. That will end this contest. No surprises here. The University of Houston Cougars handle their business against the Braves. Final score in this one, 94-67. Step aside for just a moment and bring you the final stats. Let the band stop playing here. It's kind of loud. Let the teams shake hands. A good performance for both teams. Final stats and final thoughts coming up in just a moment. Cameron Songer here with you on the Braves wrap-up. Final thoughts from this exhibition game between the UNCP Braves and the University of Houston Cougars, a game that the Cougars won pretty easily, 94-67. Cougars shot exactly 50% from the field, 30% from deep, but the Braves 34% from the field, 20% from deep. And the Braves did force 22 Houston turnovers, committing just 14 themselves, but got out-rebounded badly, 53-25. So after a game where the Braves rebounded pretty well against University of North Carolina, didn't hit the glass as hard here today, and the shooting struggles were there in both games. Could attribute the ones tonight to tired legs, as the Braves actually shot a higher percentage tonight than they did against the number 6 Tar Heels, but it wasn't enough to keep up with a very fast-paced and potent Houston offense. And in a game where you allow a team to shoot 50% from the floor, you really have to bring it with some steals and some shooting of your own. The Braves didn't have it today. Missed an awful lot of threes. They finished 5 of 25 from behind the arc. They just kept casting them up. And that last 3 by Andrew Evans broke a streak of 12 straight missed three-pointers by UNCP. Hard to win when that happens. Leaders for the Cougars: Davis with 16 points, 9 rebounds. Knowles, 8 rebounds, 6 points. Dotson led all scorers with 23 points, 5 of 7 shooting from behind the arc and 8 rebounds. Robinson, another starter, he had 6 before fouling out. Gray finished with 22 points, 9 of 10 from behind the arc, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And Van Beck off the bench chipped in 10 points for the Cougars. For the Braves, they were led in scoring by Andrew Evans, the sophomore, a transfer from Hampton-Sydney College, who finished with 16 points, on 5 of 8 shooting. Also 3 rebounds for Evans. Pruitt, the other leading scorer for the Braves. So no starters got into double figures for the Braves. We got 2 bench players and new faces got 10-plus points. Akia Pruitt, 14 points and 4 rebounds. No Brave had more rebounds. Murray Boyles had 7 points on 2 of 12 shooting and 4 rebounds. Watts had 6, Bradley had 9, Grant with 8, Mounts with 3, Smith with none, Kinsey with 4. And then the 14 for Pruitt, 7 for Murray Boyles, and 16 for Evans. Gets the Braves the 67 points, not enough to keep pace with the 94-point burst from the Houston Cougars. Next broadcast for UNCP is a video stream on Wednesday evening. UNCP volleyball taking on USC Aiken on Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. First serve at 7 p.m. UNCP basketball is on the road next weekend. Unfortunately, not going to be able to stream that for you, but they're at the PBC SAC Challenge in Hickory, North Carolina. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight for UNC Pembroke men's exhibition basketball. Final score one more time, Houston Cougars 94, UNCP Braves 67. I'm Cameron Songer. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the rest of your night.